Kristina Gasperas is an award-winning makeup artist based in southwest London. Hugely admired and respected within the industry, she heads up a team of highly sought-after makeup artists, and her beauty academy is helping the next generation of makeup artists learn their craft. I talked to Kristina about how she established her business, how it has grown, and why getting up at 5 a.m. is the best thing she has ever done. Hi, Kristina. So nice to see you. How are you doing?
Really good. Very excited to chat to you about Wedding Industry Awards and everything else that's been happening lately.
Yeah, there is a lot to talk about, isn't there? For sure. But first of all, I want to understand what you love about what you do.
So my favorite thing is that at my fingertips, I have the power to transform women's not just appearance, but actually how they feel. And that's the best part, because if women look in the mirror and they like what they see, they will have a better day than if they look in the mirror and dislike. And this is especially valid for the wedding day, for brides. If the bride knows that she feels the best she ever did, you know, she will walk taller, she will smile wider, and she'll be happier. And happiness is infectious. She's happy, I'm happy.
It's just lovely to hear. And you can tell when you're saying it that you find it just so exciting, and that's wonderful that to speak to somebody who's so passionate about what they do. So it's great to hear.
And this is the feeling I've been missing most during the lockdown. I need this injection of happiness from my brides.
I'm sure, don't we all? I'm sure as soon as we're back to it, you will be providing that for them, no doubt. Tell me, how did you come to start in the wedding industry? How did you start your business?
So many years ago, I think about 12 years ago, almost 12 years ago, I got married, and I was lucky to secure services of the best makeup artist in the country. And she inspired me. The way she made me feel throughout the process, the way she made me look, I just thought, I love weddings, I'm hopeless romantic, I'm interested in makeup. So I thought, wouldn't it be perfect to have this as a job? So soon after my wedding, I contacted the same makeup artist who has a makeup school. We arranged my training, and then it all took off. Lots of practice, and I think about 8 months later, I got my first bride. I threw myself in so much. I did further courses, I did practicing, I just learned and learned nonstop. And I believe that, you know, whatever can take to some people to achieve in 2 years, if you really invest full of yourself, you can achieve much faster.
Tell us what you focus on now on your business. What are the things that have enabled you to be so successful, and then to share that information, that success, that expertise with others?
So at the moment, I am focusing, I guess the only thing to focus is to be present online. So I invest a lot of time in myself at the moment in terms of learning and adding new skills. So I'm forever taking online courses. I'm forever testing new makeup products. I'm forever doing various makeup looks on myself just to see how it photographs, how it wears, how it lasts. And I'm improving photography skills. So I'm always learning online, you know, how to create most beautiful portrait, how to use artificial light, natural light, and everything. I believe that, you know, we should address every single aspect of our business. If I do makeup, it doesn't mean that makeup is the only skill I must learn and perfect. It's all the social media marketing and photography, content writing. There is so much to learn. So I've been spending a lot of time improving my knowledge and adding new skills.
Great. It's so interesting to hear you talk about the photography side of things, because it is so important. We are in such a visual industry, particularly with things like social media. And for your transformations from brides before you've prepared their makeup or applied their makeup to afterwards is so important to show that in a really beautiful, clear way. And the photography skills are key. How over the years have you developed those? You mentioned you've done courses. Do you have any specific tips for people looking to improve their photography?
Of course, there are lots of online courses. I also run specific course for makeup artists, how to use DSLR. But there are plenty of like YouTube tutorials as well. I believe where there is a will, there is a way. But once you learn the basics, I think nothing beats practice. Practice, and you learn from your failures. Something doesn't work, you analyze, you test. So for this reason, every week I used to have a lot of portfolio days. So if I have 2-3 days during the week, I most likely would spend those 2 days doing portfolio shoots, even if it's for 2 or 3 hours. And then, you know, sometimes behind the window there is sunshine, sometimes it's raining, the light changing, and it actually helps you to find your way. And it, you know, when you do portfolio days, you don't stress, you have plenty of time. On a wedding day, when you want to capture your bride, you must already know and understand how to find the best light, no matter what's the weather outside and what the lighting station inside the room. So practice definitely makes it perfect.
As you've been setting up your business, it must have been very hard to balance your personal life with your professional life. You know, weddings are weekends, there'll be evening consultations, and now obviously with your academy as well. How have you managed that over the years to balance out your personal life with your professional life?
Yes, so at the start, I used to take any work that came my way, and I was so grateful and still am grateful. But now I have a small team, so I'm able to pass some work to them as well. So I don't feel the need to take every single appointment, because I've done that for about 4 or 5 years. I worked very often during peak months without a single day off. I didn't have much life outside of work, and even though I love my life, I still, you know, wanted to spend time with my family. So now I plan weekends where no matter how exciting is the booking that's coming, I will pass it to my team. I will not take any booking. So I just plan ahead and have regular weekends free. And also, when I work at home doing admin, I've learned to work in like really focused bursts of time. So my work, I can do my work faster without any distractions, and then have enough time for the family.
Do you work at best at certain times of day, or how does that work?
So I wake up at 5 a.m. This is new habit from the lockdown, and that's when I go through most demanding tasks. So tasks that I usually put off and don't want to do, I then think, okay, I have no distractions, the house is still asleep, and I can do like 2 or 3 solid hours of work. And actually in those 2 or 3 hours, I feel I do more than I would do otherwise in 5 or 6 hours, with distractions, with laundry, with my child wanting breakfast, and so on. So yeah, it's the best thing that I've developed this habit. And I think this habit is also known as 5 a.m. club. Are you in that club?
I have to say I am. Not all the time at 5 a.m., but certainly 6, no later than 6 usually. I find exactly the same. I get so much done between 6 and 9 or 6 and 10. I usually try and do a bit of exercise at 10 o'clock, but any time before then is my premium hours of the day. And I'm absolutely with you, especially in the summer when the sun is shining. Even at that time of the day, it's just beautiful. No one's around. So yeah, I'm with you. Certainly my teenagers aren't around at that time of day. So so that helps. Now, obviously, there's the current situation is affecting all of us. We haven't talked about it yet. But of course, coronavirus and COVID-19 has had a huge impact on every aspect of our lives, both personal and professional. I'm really interested to understand how you are managing your way through the situation at the moment, so that others out there can take inspiration from what you're doing.
Okay, so as for everybody else, it wasn't easy to come to terms with it, and I had a few down days where I just thought, oh my gosh, you know, how are we gonna survive actually? But then as always, whenever something bad happens, I think, okay, I can either sulk or I can try and see how I can make the best of very bad situation. And in most instances, I find that most bad situations have some sort of way out or some sort of solution. And so I looked at this with the same eyes, and I just thought, okay, let's sit down and let's make a list of all the things that I can do in order to improve this situation. So of course, all the weddings got postponed. But then I started focusing what I could do outside of the wedding. So one of the things is virtual makeup lessons, so online makeup lessons. But my station is slightly unique because last September I started online academy for makeup artists and hairstylists. And because all of us found ourselves at home with, with no weddings to do, so people started investing more time in education. So online academy site really boomed throughout this time because people just wanted to learn more. So this kept me busy as well. But I know from my colleagues, a lot of them started doing virtual makeup lessons, virtual hair lessons. They came up with some exciting gift vouchers for their future services and so on. So I think where there is a will, there is a way always. We just have to really think about, what do customers really need? What would our brides benefit from right now? Like I suggested to our online academy members to start video consultation. So if they receive a new inquiry, to suggest to that bride, if they have availability, why don't we chat? And it's a perfect way to meet up.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you've started getting up earlier to get all those sort of boring admin jobs done and be productive at that time of day. Is there anything else that you started during lockdown that you intend to carry on in post-lockdown, or any other sort of business practices that you've done that you're going to continue as well?
Yes. So one, besides waking up early, I've really found huge benefit in going live on Instagram. Oh my gosh, the connection, the engagement is just through the roof. You never get this from recorded sessions, but when you do a live, people ask you questions, they interact, and you kind of gauge better what does your audience want, what do they respond to. And actually your potential brides, they see how you are and they think, okay, I would love her to do my makeup on the day because I like the way, have the way she is, her aura, we all react to other people's vibes. So I think this is the best way to show up, and I will continue doing more lives because initially, before we try to do this, it's scary. It is scary because you never know who might join you. You never know who might ask a tricky question and stuff. But I think after you give it a go once or twice, it just becomes normal. I think we can get used to anything.
Yeah, I think so. And it's all about that engagement at the moment to keep your brand present and prominent in your audience's mind. Lots of brides will be still planning their weddings for next year and 2022, and it's important to keep marketing, even though it's a soft sell. It's, hey, I'm Kristina, I can really help you with your own makeup, but hey, I'm also available for your wedding next year. Mm-hmm. So it makes complete sense. And did you manage to postpone all your bookings for 2020 into next year?
Most of it, because luckily there are 12 of us. So if somebody was already booked, one of other team members were able to step in, and I did the same, even though I didn't plan to have as many weddings anymore because I want to focus on teaching. It seems like I will have a busy time because I stepped in to cover my teammates when they were unavailable.
Sure. I mean, it's been very difficult for lots of makeup artists who don't have a team, lots of wedding suppliers generally. If they're on their own, they've got 2020 bookings postponing, but they've also got 2021 bookings, new bookings coming in from couples who just got engaged. And there's only so much availability that's even possible. So I'm glad you've been able to sort it out. But I know that there has been quite a lot of pain elsewhere. It's the biggest challenge for our industry at the moment. Absolutely. But the good thing about the wedding industry is that it's business delayed rather than business lost in the main. Yes. Couples still want to get married. It's just a question of when. We just have to keep promoting ourselves, marketing ourselves, however that may be, on social media, doing lives, all the things that you were talking about, maybe entering awards or whatever else is out there to help. We need to stay at the forefront of our brides and grooms' minds. Any couples, anyone organising a wedding, they want to be thinking of us, those suppliers that are out there putting their hand up.
Absolutely. Social media, entering awards, and perfecting photography. OMG, really good combination to go forward.
There are lots of wedding makeup artists out there who really look up to you. They aspire to be as successful as you are. What tips would you have to them if they're just starting out on their business? Maybe they've been in business 1 or 2 years. They're worried right now. There's a lot of pain in the industry. What top tips would you give them to help them survive the situation and then thrive afterwards?
Mm-hmm. So first thing is that all the dark clouds will eventually move away. And I think when the situation is dark and depressing, it's very hard to realize and remember and remind ourselves that it will get better. And I think right now we can do so much to improve our skills, to add new skills. Like I've been learning bridal hairstyling, and I always thought I would not enjoy it before trying it. I just thought it's not for me. I love it now. Absolutely love it. I find it calming and lovely. So I think adding new skills, perfecting social media skills, updating websites, learning photography. So then afterwards, when we emerge in 2021, we can blow the minds of many more brides than we would have otherwise, because we will have extra services to offer. Our skills will be much more diverse. It's just, I think but of course, I also realize that some makeup artists and people in general, they have to do homeschooling and stuff. Suddenly they lost that freedom. So this advice is not necessarily valid for everybody, because I know some people with small kids, helping one with homeschooling whilst another one is climbing the walls. It's challenging. But for those people who actually find themselves short of time, I recommend to focus on doing one small thing a day. Because if they feel that they do tiny tasks in order to move their business forward a bit, as busy as they are with family and kids and stuff, they will feel better about themselves. As long as they do something, they will feel that they are not stagnating and they're not being left behind. And I also think it's very important for everybody not to compare themselves to other colleagues who maybe have more time on their hands. Because I remember when I first started out as makeup artist, I looked on Google at other makeup artists in the area, and I thought, my gosh, they've been in the industry for 10, 15 years, and I would so wish to be like them. I would so wish to have so many weddings at them. And then, eventually it didn't stop me to kind of catch up with them and have as many weddings as them. So I think for everybody, their time will come, as long as they don't try to unnecessarily compete with others, but they focus on doing even the tiniest small steps forward every day, even if it's only 15 minutes.
I want to take you back a few years now and just understand what it was that first attracted you to the Wedding Industry Awards. What made you enter in the first place?
So I think it was my third year as a makeup artist, and that year my business started to take off a lot, and I started receiving lots of positive feedback from my brides without asking them. They would just message me, email me, send me thank you cards, and I thought, okay, I'm getting more and more thank you cards, and some were so heartfelt and moving, and I thought I would love to have the opportunity to show this feedback off. So then somehow I came across your Wedding Industry Awards, and I looked through all the terms and conditions, and I thought, absolutely fantastic platform to show off those positive reviews. So that's what I did. I entered the awards, and invited my brides to vote. And I think pretty much all of them, went and voted for me. And then I was very, very lucky to win. So it's still displayed very, very proudly in my studio after all these years, 2013. It's very precious for me. It's the start for really amazing time for me. This just took my career to another level entirely.
How did it affect your business?
So in several ways. Firstly, I got lots of extra exposure because various wedding blogs and wedding magazines contacted me, asked me for interviews. So that was really, really good. But I noticed, surprisingly, I was surprised at the time, I got such a huge boost of inquiries, I would say pretty much within 24 hours of me winning. And a lot of brides who were emailing saying, we saw you on the Wedding Industry Awards website, or we saw that you won this award. We wanted to, we searched for the best makeup artist or for the award-winning makeup artist on Google, and my name came up somewhere associated to the Wedding Industry Awards. So for them, a lot of them have told me it's like a stamp of authority, stamp, like a proof to them that I know my stuff, I'm reliable and know how to make brides look good. So it's an important award to have.
Good. Well, it's good to hear. I'm so glad it's helped you. And I know it's helped many others as well over the years. Other than the challenges we're facing at the moment with coronavirus and COVID-19, what have been the major challenges in your business and how have you overcome those?
So if besides COVID, which is of course the biggest challenge of my career, but this is an obvious one. So maybe I can address another one. At the start of my career, maybe the first 5 years, I would say, I would have dry months. That would then affect the next 2 or 3 months because the bills would pile up and so on. And that was very challenging. And I remember sometimes, I would be heartbroken thinking, oh my gosh, inquiries seem to be coming in, but suddenly there were like a period where, let's say a few weeks or a month, where I would get many, much less inquiries, and I would feel distraught and sometimes depressed and just thinking, shall I carry on or not? And looking back at this, I just think now how amazing it is that I didn't give up. And of course, my husband was supportive and he would always encourage me to go forward. But I think I hear from a lot of other makeup artists and hairstylists that when they have this drier period, they start doubting in themselves. They start thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. But they don't realize that can be lots of different factors associated to this. So I think instead of just dwelling on it and thinking, nothing works, I'm not good enough, I think focus what you can do to improve the station. So once I had my, moment to sulk and kind of feel a bit down, I would think, okay, what can I do? So I would make a plan. Okay, double up presence on Insta, come up with some exciting makeovers, come up with some exciting before and afters, maybe write a blog and send it to some wedding blogs in hope that they will publish, and this way I will get new exposure. So all of these things really help. They always did. So I think it's always good to, instead of giving up, just thinking, what can we do to improve the station? Because there is always a way to improve each station.
Yes, I mean, it's about having a positive attitude and then positive action as well, isn't it? And never more so than now, but in every business challenge that we have, they're there to test us. But if we can overcome those challenges, whatever they may be, then we're only going to get better and be stronger as a result, both personally and in business. So it's good. It's wise advice, Kristina, wise advice. I want to take you back now, if I can, even further. I want to take you back to that moment when you decided at your wedding or just after your wedding that you wanted to become a makeup artist. If you could give yourself, your younger self, one piece of advice back then, what would it be?
So I think the biggest thing that can make or break somebody's career is the tuition that they will get from the start. If you get the best tuition, the most detailed, with all the important basics, you will be able to practice and build upon it. But through my academy and through teaching hundreds of makeup artists, I've realized that some people have wasted sometimes 10 or 15 years of practicing using the wrong knowledge. So they were practicing doing something that they shouldn't really do. And so to me, this was a proof that wrong tuition can really slow down your progress and actually stall. Whereas the right tuition, oh my gosh, it can save you years of wasted errors, and it can just boost your business success so much. So tutors and mentors who will be encouraging you, absolutely necessary, and will make or break your career.
Now, finally, Kristina, I want to look forwards. I want to look forwards to 2021 and beyond, and I want you to help other makeup artists and other wedding suppliers, other wedding businesses, with your thoughts and your ideas as to what they should be focusing on right now to help them come through this coronavirus situation. What things can businesses do to help themselves?
Mm-hmm. So what I noticed at the start of lockdown quite a lot, and some of it continues, that a lot of makeup artists and hairstylists disappeared off the social media. And imagine how their brides feel seeing that the makeup artists and hairstylists completely disappeared. So I think this is the worst thing that people can do. And the opposite is true. Like, to make it the best thing, just go on and be present on social media, show up, just encourage your brides to connect with you on social media, to keep in touch, because then they will know that the world is not falling apart, that you haven't disappeared, that their chosen makeup artist and hairstylist is there, is alive, is well and kicking, instead of them thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't seen them present on Insta. So I think with Instagram being, without Instagram, I think nobody can grow their business anywhere near as fast as they can with Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, and other social media platforms. I think this is one of the key to really go for it on social media. I also believe showing up live, as I experienced myself, is the key. And I think when there are lots of businesses and lots of similar services, people will stand out who show personality. So I think any opportunity you can show your personality, you can show up on videos, on lives, and just be present and make your future brides to fall in love with you. I think it will be the key to your success in the coming years.
Kristina, thank you so much for your time. I wish you every success in the future, continued success. I hope to see that studio behind you full of people soon, and that we all get back to weddings and events as soon as possible in 2021. Thank you again. It's been great to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Damian.